Raiders versus Bengals.
Raiders visiting the Bengals on this Week 9 Sunday. Out of division football in the AFC. We got Coach here. Coach knows ball, and he knows Gardner Minshew likes to travel on the road in this division, and he knows the Bengals have been terrible at home, taking a road team at plus 7.5.
Yeah, so, we've asked if the real Slim Shady would please stand up. Burrow, yeah, he's having himself a year. My question would be, will the real Cincinnati Bengals stand up? They go out, they beat the Giants and the Browns on the road. Not that that's a huge accomplishment, but then they come home and get just totally lambasted by the Eagles last week. Now you're laying 7.5, which I don't like that number. T. Higgins might not play. You've got a Cincy team that does great on the road. On the road, they're 4-0 against the spread on the road, but only 0-4 against the spread at home. You got a Raiders offense. You mentioned the Gardner is going to start for them. I don't like the Raiders offense, but what they've done is covered in the last two games against some pretty good teams, and they're actually 8-4 against the spread in their last 12. I don't like the numbers, so I'm gonna ride with the Raiders plus 7.5.
Yeah, I wouldn't entirely disagree on this, and we've discussed this over the weeks. Antonio Pierce, obviously linebacker, Super Bowl winning player for the Giants. He brings a real dog mentality to that locker room. And Gardner Minshew here from Wazoo, staying on the West Coast in his career, but traveling well to the East Coast. And I think a fairly noteworthy point here: outright win in this division in Week 2 at Baltimore. And, you're talking about the real Slim Shady. Burrow comes into camp, short hair, blonde hair. He should stop focusing on his appearance and start focusing on home ball. This is purely an abomination at Paycor Stadium. And I think another meritable point to taking the road team here, look ahead game, revenge game next week for Cincinnati at Baltimore. Coach officially on plus 7.5. I would certainly not talk him off it. Best of luck in this game. Let's dominate.